Welcome to 12 Apostles Helicopters. My name's Ben. Today we're going a roughly 25-minute flight to the Bay of Islands and back. We are also recording the flight. You can see yourselves up on the screen here. Give yourselves a wave to the camera. Alright, we're ready to go, guys. There's one final check to do as we wind up. You'll hear a loud warning horn. That's nothing to be alarmed about. And we'll be on our way. It should cool down in here as well as we get going, guys. We'll get some air through, don't worry. Getting the sun here.
Must be fun on a windy day.
Yeah, it gets a little interesting. Nothing we can't handle though.
Get used to it.
Usually. Couple of big birds of prey up here, look guys. Just hovering. Don't stay out of their way.
Yeah.
So you see the Apostles left and right here, guys, as we come across the cliff. Now the Apostles were originally called the Sow and the Piglets.
Oh.
Back in 1950 they changed the name to the Apostles to try and attract more visitors to the area. We've never actually had 12 Apostles though, we've only ever had 8.
Okay, we were talking about the other day, yeah, which one?
Yeah, people assumed, because of the story in the Bible of the 12 Apostles, that we'd have 12 rocks here. But only 7 remain today, after one of them collapsed back in 2005. This is the last one passing on our right now. You'll see them all nicely lined up again on the way back. From here, the rocks have their own individual names. The first 2 there are called the Twin Sisters. They're followed by the Salt and Pepper Shaker, and the Razorback is that long skinny one. This triangular piece of rock coming up on the right is called Baker's Oven. Named after the wood fire oven shaped hole in the base of the rock there.
Oh. How many times a day did you go up and down?
On a busy day, it can be up to probably 30 flights. It's pretty busy. On the right, this is Sentinel Rock. It's the tallest rock in the Port Campbell National Park, standing at over 70 metres tall. That's roughly the size of a 20-storey building. On the right is Port Campbell.
Okay.
About 600 people live there permanently. Pretty small town. Does get very, very busy in the middle of the summer though. As many as 3,000 people staying there at any one time.
Really? Where do they all fit?
God knows. They do though. It just, packs out. Pretty much from this weekend onwards, it will start getting very busy there. Christmas time.
What's the water temperature?
It's no more than about 15 degrees.
Wouldn't come here for a swim.
It's not very warm, although some people do. Crazy people. In front of us, coming off that next cliff, you can see the arch extending out.
Oh.
At the base of that arch, there are a couple of boulders which are roughly the size of small cars. It gives you an idea of how big that archway is.
That'll test that image stabilisation, won't it?
Yeah, that's right. On the right now you can see London Bridge.
Oh.
So it's called London Bridge because it was once a double-span bridge connecting to the mainland, which resembled the actual London Bridge. But that piece collapsed back in 1990, so we just have that single archway remaining there today. This town coming up is Peterborough. Only around 50 permanent residents here. Very, very quiet town. Mainly holiday accommodation that you can see there. So for most of the year it's empty, occupied just during the summer months.
Where do they come from for holidays? Melbourne or?
Yeah, all over the state, and I guess around the country. It's very close to Melbourne. 3 hours so to come down to this part of the world. There's some pretty nice houses down there. You've got the beach there, which is much more accessible compared to the other beaches along the coast that you saw.
Yeah.
Nice 9-hole golf course on the cliffside there as well.
Is it good fishing down here? Is that what brings most of them?
Yeah, a lot of people do go fishing. Around the beaches that you can access in Port Campbell, there's a little pier that you can fish off. Crayfish is very common around here, so as we fly along you may see some cray pots floating around. People will take a boat out on a bit of a calmer day. This is the Bay of Martyrs here. You can see a few different rock stacks scattered across. In front of us there you can see the Bay of Islands.
How long does the coastline go like this around it?
This kind of rock doesn't go much further. In the distance is Warrnambool, and that's when it sort of becomes a bit more normal, just normal beaches and sand. All this rock and these freestanding stacks is very unique to this little stretch of the coastline. Pretty much from the Apostles to the Bay of Islands.
Here where everybody comes down to see it.
Yeah,
different.
That's right, yeah. So this is the Bay of Islands. Around 25 different rock stacks in this little area here. You can see there where the Great Ocean Road turns inland. So this is the last coastal part of the road. It means only around 20% of the visitors to the Great Ocean Road are actually coming to see the Bay of Islands. A lot of people will do their trip from Melbourne, stop at the Apostles and then turn around. As you can see there, this is one of the most spectacular parts of the coastline. It's pretty amazing here. Make a turn here, guys.
Certainly worth seeing it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. It's definitely the best way of seeing everything. A lot of these features and areas you wouldn't be able to see from the ground. No access to them, especially a bit further on where the cliffs are very steep. So yeah, it's certainly a great perspective of everything.
Certainly a lot of holiday homes. 50 people.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, it's very, very quiet down there, especially during the winter months. Down here, you can see the reef sticking out of the ocean there. That's the Schomburg Reef, named after a ship called the Schomburg, which ran aground here back in the 19th century. There are many, many shipwrecks. You get very rough seas and strong winds. And all the sheer cliffs caused a lot of issues for the ships sailing through here from the UK coming up the coast.
It wouldn't be the place to run aground.
Yeah, I know. The London Bridge coming up again here on the left. When it was connected to the mainland, you used to be able to walk out onto the rock there, and on the day that it collapsed, it left 2 people stranded out on the rock. They had to wait around 4 hours for a helicopter to come and rescue them.
One way to get famous.
Yeah, exactly. Good story to tell.
Do you notice many changes in the time that you're flying around here?
Any what, sorry?
Do you notice many changes in the time since you've been working here?
Not really. You do see a fair few collapses. A couple of times it's happened whilst I've been here. I've been here about a year. But, you know, it's hard to notice any significant changes unless it's over a very long period of time. Port Campbell again on the left there. It's one of the only sheltered areas along the coastline.
See a jetty, but no boats.
Yeah, only very small boats can get in and out. There's a little crane that's on the jetty there that lifts them out of the water, so you can't get anything big in there.
I guess you guys keep the air fairly busy around here.
Yeah, we're the majority of the traffic. This time of year and on the weekends and things you do get other traffic coming through, but yeah, it's mainly dominated by our helicopters. This question mark shaped island coming up on the left is called Muttonbird Island, and this is where the Loch Ard shipwreck happened back in 1878. Now, the ship crashed into the southern tip of the island there, and of the 54 people on board, only 2 of them survived. They got washed up through that gap there and onto the beach there you can see. That's now known as Loch Ard Gorge. That's a pretty awesome spot to go and have a look at if you haven't been down there already. Now you can see the apostles all lined up together again. Apostle number 1 is the one there with the green flat top. Apostle number 2 with the pointy top. And apostles 3, 4, 5 and 6 are all in a little cluster there. 6 is the very small one. And apostle number 7 is the one closest to the headland. In between the little 6 and the big 7 you can see a pile of rubble there. That's all that remains of the 8th apostle, which collapsed. And then just past the headland there are another 2 rock features. They're called the Gog and Magog. They're not actually classed as apostles themselves, but as separate rock features altogether. So as we turn across the coast here, guys, you'll get that postcard shot of the Apostles out on the left-hand side. Alright, we're back on the ground, guys. Hope you enjoyed the flight. Thanks very much for flying with us.
I was thinking of keeping in the air.
No worries. Give yourselves a wave goodbye on the screen at the front. All the best, guys. Thanks a lot.
All right.
Enjoy the rest of your day.
Nice Christmas.
Yeah, Merry Christmas.